Hello, I'm Yalda Hakim. You're watching Impact. Live from London, our top story. Myanmar's leader, Aung San Suu Kyi, visits the country's troubled Rakhine state. It's her first visit to the region since violence erupted there, driving out more than 600,000 Rohingya Muslims. The man behind the New York terror attack appears in court. President Trump says he should get the death penalty. And a dose of CAF. We meet the video blogger in Cambodia highlighting taboo topics like virginity and menstruation. That's all coming up here on Impact. Welcome to the programme. For months, her critics have urged Aung San Suu Kyi to visit Myanmar's Rakhine state, where the Burmese army has been accused by the UN of ethnic cleansing. On Thursday, Myanmar's leader finally travelled to the strife-torn area, meeting religious leaders. The one-day trip by helicopter, though, was brief, and Ms Suu Kyi's advice to live peacefully and not to quarrel. She also failed to address the 1 million Rohingya Muslims now exiled in Bangladesh. Well, the BBC's Jonathan Head, who's been following this story, reports now from neighbouring Thailand.
It's taken Aung San Suu Kyi more than 2 months to visit Rakhine State, and even this trip was brief, allowing her little time at each stop. But with it, she signalled that she wants the civilian government now to take the lead in addressing the Rakhine crisis after weeks of military operations which have driven hundreds of thousands of Rohingyas over the border. Quite what the government can do is not yet clear. Ms Suu Kyi was able to meet one of the few remaining Muslim communities in Mongdor. She urged them not to quarrel with their neighbours and to trust the authorities to resolve the crisis, but gave no details. Last month, she outlined a blueprint for the reconstruction of Rakhine State, stressing the need for development and investment. But there's still no agreement to bring back the 1 million Rohingyas who fled to Bangladesh. Recent arrivals say they've experienced such appalling brutality at the hands of the Myanmar military, they're unlikely to accept repatriation without significant international support. And at the moment, the Myanmar authorities are tightly restricting the operations of aid agencies in Rakhine. Ms Suu Kyi has in the past said that the Rohingyas will be allowed back, but her military and much of the Burmese population disagree. And rebuilding the Rakhine economy while leaving the Rohingyas in exile would be widely condemned as sanctioning what the UN has described as textbook ethnic cleansing. Jonathan Head, BBC News, Bangkok.
OK, we're now joined by Tun Kin, president of Burmese Rohingya Organisation UK, who joins us live from our Washington studio. Thank you very much, Mr. Kin, for joining us here on the programme. The visit was very short. It was seen as symbolic. How do you think the Rohingya community have viewed it?
You know, we welcome her visit, but we have to see the situation on the ground also. You know, the people are still fleeing, still Rakhine mob are burning down Rohingya houses, looting Rohingya properties from Butidong township, and still people are fleeing. There is no safety, security for the Rohingya people in Arakan. That is what we can see. So if this trip is not for public relations effort, we want to see that what she will do next. You know, the thing is she have to do immediately to allow humanitarian aid access, lifting restriction of movement, marriage and education, you know.
She said she's asked for people to trust the government and that people should work together and not quarrel.
I think about that, what we can see here is about not quarreling. It's about Burmese military systematic, you know, burning down their houses and burning alive Rohingya children, men, women. This is what's been going on. This needs to be stopped, and she must allow humanitarian aid. It is not about quarreling each other there. That's what I can say, the way we can see the situation.
Do you think this trip was for the international community, or was she focused, and the international community has been very critical of her response to the crisis in Rakhine State, or do you think this was more for a Burmese audience? And many people in Burma support the way that she's handled the issue surrounding the Rohingya people.
As far as what I think is because of international criticism, international pressure is going on to her particularly, you know, so she is just to shore up. But the thing here is she can she can lift up restriction on aid, humanitarian aid, and restriction of movement and variation, these things. But still people are starving and people are dying. There is no food for the Rohingya people in Rakhine State. Restriction of aid is a serious issue. She should allow humanitarian aid access. That's what I can see. You know, at the same time, what I want to highlight here is international community is not doing any practical action. We would like to see from international side practical action, you know, to stop this genocide against Rohingya. This is very important. It's been going on more than 2 months now. So UN Security Council must must come up a resolution, a stronger action to allow UN peacekeeping force, and also to refer to International Criminal Court, this military.
Okay, Mr. Tunkin, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us. That was Mr. Tunkin, President of Burmese Rohingya Organization.